And welcome back to part 2 of the Kylie Show. So let me make sure I got a good framing. It looks like it. These are the souvenirs I showed you before. These are kind of for your time at BK Adventure. That's just a regular little box with the regular little coins. These are the magnets. Gotta have a comb jelly. Gotta have a gator. We didn't send any sea turtles, but they're real popular with the guests. So you can have one of those. And a shark. You said you like sharks. And, ta-da! Is that coming through? Let's see. There we go. There we go. Much better. That's a Bible verse you asked for. And that's a magnet too now. I also have one. Without a magnet applied to it yet. So it can go in like one of these cases. And it might pair up nicely with oh, here we go, with a little dove with an olive branch. Try to keep the light on these. This is about peace, so is this. I tried a few other designs. So here's the one that ChatGPT made of me at the beach. Yeah, it's okay. I find a lot of these, it's real particular what colors I use. The silk looks, the shiny gold and silver look really good, but it's not, turns out not that great together. I think a black background or even brown I found works really well with the silver. This one, I don't know if you can read that. It says, "My friend, your lights shine on." I thought that might pair with the Gone but Never Forgotten. What you told me about your loss when you were in high school. Here's another beach. Here's a shark fin you were asking about. It's really hard to see, but I've been trying to do something called ironing. Because if you look closely, you see there are these lines, these seams in the 3D prints. Sometimes they're quite noticeable. Sometimes they're kind of subtle, but I've been working on a software setting that tends to iron those away. But at the same time, it makes kind of a sloppier edge. So I don't know if I like it or not. It's something I have to keep experimenting with, if it's even worthwhile. Sometimes I think the seams are kind of neat, makes it distinctive. You can tell it is a 3D printed product. And then we have the one that you did before. And the reason, well, let me show you this one. This is the one you asked for. So there's the waves that you gave me all the way around the piece. And I threw in sharks on the bottom piece. So those guys go together. Dun, 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 dun. And then I put a beach there. You put whatever you wanted here. But the reason that this in particular caught my eye is it looked like you drew this on paper, on lined paper, and then did some kind of a graphic art process to make it such a regular repeating pattern. I'm not sure, but if this is an original, I want to give you credit. No money, but an artist credit on anybody, on the website when I display this as a product that I'm offering. This stuff is like clip art. It's public domain and so on and so forth. So there's no credit there, but also I was wondering if, and I assume that's what this was also. You gave me this one too. Shark fin with the wave or cutting through the water. I assumed that was also public domain, but if it's your creation, let me know. I'll give you credit for that too. And then I wondered whether you wanted to maybe delve into a little bit of helping me a little bit with some of these freehand stuff I don't do very well. Like I tried forever to get me a good baptism water. This is kind of like a curly water wave something or other with a cross. I just wanted water, like being poured from a cup into a basin kind of thing. And I tried a lot of stuff, but it just didn't come out very well. Now I can get this stuff to you anytime you want. In particular, these magnets I'm saving for you. Okay, that's a little holder I came up with. This I'm saving for you. These I want to do again because I really don't like the color combination. And then the shark fin, the Bible verse, and the dove. Again, I just don't like the color combinations. I think I can do better. This I definitely like. Now, one thing I learned when I did this is I had to make the walls thicker to allow for the recess. I call this engraving, and I don't have any of what I call embossing, but I can also make it stand out as embossing. That doesn't look as good. Plus, also it's difficult to paint. This you can paint a little easier. But I found out that, for example, this is nice. This is nice and solid. This is unacceptable. So I can't market these. They're just too flimsy. I like the idea they were delicate looking, but in particular, and this is even what's called PLA plus. Some of the stuff that's not PLA plus, it tends to shatter in lines. Which, you know, I'm meaning to break it, but the other stuff I do, it cannot really be broken by hand. And so it's pretty tough. And I'm going to make all these tougher. And then I'm also going to do a couple other things. One is, I was going to include a disclaimer that says, for example, if you leave this stuff in sunlight or to excessive heat, it will soften and warp potentially. That's because this is a material called PLA. But I've been researching, and there's a material called ABS that I'm going to start using for the back. So ABS is very strong in temperature. It'll be like a back, and this will be glued to it with high temperature epoxy. And then I'm going to spray the whole thing with a UV coating of clear coat, a UV protectant that's a clear coat. That way I can say to people, this will last you forever. And I think that's an important marketing idea. The other things I'm going to do is, yes, magnet, plain. I'm also going to offer one with a lanyard hole, no charge. And the other one that my friend Juliet came up with is, for example, you might take something like this. I don't know if you can see that. It says gone but never forgotten. And then print out a picture, because I can't do full colors. But if you print a picture, and then I laminate it and cut it out with a hole punch I've got, a disc punch really. It's not a little hole punch. It'll punch a whole thing like that. So the picture will be a little smaller because the lamination has to be the border so it doesn't fall apart. So the picture will be about that big, and the lamination will be all the way around, and then that'll glue. And she said that would be something that she liked for her son, for the memory of her son, because that way she can put it right in her pocketbook, and it's one little piece. These she felt were too bulky, might be okay on a shelf or something. I love my little egg-shaped one. And I'm gonna offer those too, but she had a great idea that putting a full color photo on the back of these would be kind of nice. I had another one. Oh, let me see if I can find it. So I'm trying to find a real nice use for these. So I've got this one, says my son, your light shines on. There's a vector graphic of my son. But inside, I went ahead and threw a bunch of little pictures that I just cut out also. I don't know if you can see those. He's kind of a goofball. He's a goofball. I just got tons of pictures. Oh, he loved animals. Every picture I have, where I got one, he's holding a bunny, a chicken, and a turtle, and he's just beaming in each one. But then this kind of happened by accident. I put one of the 2-inch pictures in there, and it stuck. So that's kind of neat. I think I might offer that as kind of a locket alternative, instead of having to do these labor-intensive, like the clip art's easy. This is labor-intensive, because I have to take a picture and extract it. The one I did for you, a little bit labor-intensive. I think these look cooler myself. But if somebody's on a budget, or they want a full color photo of their loved one that they've lost, then I can see that too. Then at that point, I want to cut it out to maybe this size, a little bigger, and then laminate it to the 2-inch size. Laminate it to the 2-inch size and put it in there as like again, epoxy it in and UV coat it so it'll last forever. And then this would be part of the either part of a single token you want on the back, or I can make it part of my wearable art that I'm planning. Been working on a little bit. And that's where I'm at. So this stuff I'd really like to get to you, but I understand if you want to wait a little bit until I've got more refinement to it. And as I said, this is, in the end, this will be printed in a plastic called ABS, because it doesn't need the decorative colors. Like it won't be shiny silver. The ABS doesn't come in these are called silk colors that shine. But the ABS doesn't come in that. It comes in multiple colors, but no shiny silk. However, the UV clear coat does tend to shine things up if I pick a high gloss. So that's what I'll be doing over the next few weeks. I just ordered some ABS. It's going to come here. I've never printed with it before, and it's reputed to be very difficult to print with your 3D printers, but I think I can tackle it. And like I said, it's going to be, the decorative stuff will still be in the PLA, which I do easily, but the clip art is easy. The where you go? Here we are. The vector graphic is expensive. I think it's more durable. I think it's cooler, but it's something I have to charge more for. On the other hand, if somebody were to just give me a picture, I can print it at the right size, punch a circle or a square. I'm thinking I'll do some of these in squares also. So that'd be kind of neat, kind of different. And then, boom, I laminate it, punch out the laminate, and put it into either on the back of one of these. There you go. That's the idea. Or, you know, in one of the little boxes. So, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. Let me know if you'd like to get these from somewhere. I can mail them to you. I can drop them at the BK office if you ever go back there. I don't know. Or we could meet for lunch, just as friends, but meet for lunch and you know, talk about this stuff. I'd love to get some feedback, and I'd also love to give you some ideas, or you give me some ideas and give me some art for stuff like this wave. This wave is very cool, and I could not find that in clip art to where it would repeat nicely. You know, all the clip art had this one wave kind of thing, whereas this is beautiful for the repetition. The shark was easy. I just repeated that image multiple times, but that's not as cool as having one connected all the way around. Same thing with the water. I think water would be cool connected all the way around. And for sure I'd like something. This was not public domain, so I actually can't sell this one. But I'd like to have some water baptism waters to offer. So my pricing plan is basically if you order something stock, then it's cheaper. If you order something with a magnet, it's a little more. If you order something with a picture, it's a little more. If you order something with a vector graphic, it's a lot more. So, and then those will be the options or those will be the variations, and then I'll have all my products, each one able to basically take as many of those variations as it's capable of. The coins aren't gonna ever go away, but for example, with this, I'm now convinced that making it to where I can snap a coin in there is pointless. Some people would like that, but only geeks like me. So instead I'm going to make this one piece, or more in particular, I'll make this out of ABS. I'll make a coin out of PLA, and I'll epoxy it to the top. That'll also mean I can do squares and other shapes pretty easily. Something else I was going to say there. Anyway, the idea is basically to just make a bunch of variations, and it's like any printing process. The master has to be perfect because it's going to be reproduced many times. and this is not acceptable. So I gave this few to Juliet. When I pulled them out, some of them were cracking and stuff like that. So I realized that's not going to get a premium price, which is what I'm after. And so also the quality, like the colors and so forth, I have to have some kind of a palette they choose from. If I give them free choice, some of them aren't going to like what they get. This works really well. This works not very well at all. This is glow in the dark. I don't know if you remember that. And that works really well against the white, but against the black I tried, it did not work well. Let me show you this too. Okay, here, comb jelly. This one worked really well because it's transparent. Whoops. Oh, never mind. Battery going dead. It's transparent, but it glows blue, just like a comb jelly. So that was perfect. Anyway, okay. That's the Kylie show for today. If you get a minute, let me know what you think. Oh, I know what else I was going to ask you. What you think of this? That's going to be my business card. This 3D printed business card, also something I'm going to offer. And boom, I've started a website. So the website's not done, but if you get a chance, take a look at it. Let me know what you think. I'd love it if you had the minute to do that. In particular, look at the Our Staff page. It's pretty funny. All right, Kylie, I'll catch you later.